Boats getting ready for our final race here on the Columbia River, Steve Montgomery.
Greg Hopp will have the Zenetics in lane 1. Mark Webber in lane 2. Would have liked to the inside, certainly. Terry Troxel, the rookie, is going to be in the middle of the field. Then Mark Evans in the Elam Plus. Nate Brown will have good water way on the outside. In the Oh Boy Oberto, George Stratton not making a great start in the Appian Geronimo. He's way in the left of your picture, so he is back a bit. Not the start he wanted to have, TJ.
5 wide as they come into the first turn, and Mark Evans in the orange boat, the Miss Elam Plus, battling with the boat on the inside. That is the Zenetics 1. Greg Hopp on board on the inside first lane as they come around that first turn and down that long backstretch.
What happened to Mark Webber and the York Heating and Air? He is way back. He had some kind of a problem. Now we're on board with Greg Hopp and the Zenetics off to his right, and racing side by side with him, Mark Evans in the Elam Plus. And we have a great two-boat race here as they roar up the back straightaway. Right there, we are looking at just about 200 miles per hour, and they are deck to deck as they come into the second turn.
Very critical on the turns to try to maintain your line. Don't let that boat get airborne. And you can see Mark Evans able to handle it with the wide turn. And now they'll accelerate again here, battling for first. Again, no Miss Budweiser. The only boat that has won a race so far this season, not even in the final, as you take a look at these boats coming again here on lap 2 into that first turn.
Certainly, these are two of the boats that we expected to go to the front. The surprise is that Mark Webber and the York Heating and Air is not up there with them. But a great turn here by Greg Hopp, holding his line nicely in turn 1. But look at Mark Evans, right on his hip in the bright orange Elam Plus. And once again, they hook it up for the run down the back straightaway. The acceleration win there, going to the Zenetics, at least for the time being.
Talking about the Oh Boy Oberto here with Nate Brown back behind, trying to play catch-up as you're on board with those guys. But you're talking about two boats in the front. And Greg Hopp in the Zenetics did not race in the last 2 races. And Mark Evans in the orange Elam Plus boat, you saw it briefly there, making a wide turn. They had problems in Detroit after racing so well the whole weekend. They had problems in the final race. And you see those two boats coming down the front straightaway. Mark Evans now is in the lead, we are being told. Steve Montgomery, what is going on?
A penalty has been assessed to 2 of the boats. One of them is Greg Hopp in the Zenetics, also Mark Webber in the York Heating and Air, who has not had a good final heat anyway. An incident before the start is what we are hearing, and we'll try to get you some details there. But the lead boat penalized a lap, and that means that Mark Evans is indeed your leader.
Well, let's see if we can see exactly what happened and take a look back here, Steve.
This is before the start. Mark Webber in the York Heating and Air, the yellow boat, they're slowing down as he often does to park in lane 1. Now, Greg Hopp right beside him wants to do the same thing, but you're going to see Greg drop down off a plane, and he's only allowed to be down there for 5 seconds. George Stratton going by in the Appian Geronimo realizes he's out ahead too far, so George is going to turn left and come through the infield to make another loop. That takes him actually in front of both Greg Hopp and Mark Webber, which becomes a factor, but George is legal at this point.
Boats again jockeying for position for the all-important start, and we're going to get a better look at what went on board the Zenetics, Steve.
To the left of Greg Hopp, that is the York Heating and Air, which has come from the infield. Now, this buoy shows you how much room there is for Mark Webber. He has no choice but to slow way down as Greg Hopp now is going to drop down off a plane, realizing that he is very, very early. You can hear the turbine actually spooling down. Now, watch for the water to start to come up over the front of the boat. Right there, the referee's watch would start. In 5 seconds, he has to be up on a plane again. There's the 5-second mark. He is still plowing. The penalty is called, and Webber got one as well because back behind Greg, he was also off a plane. So those two boats each pick up 1-lap penalties, and it may have cost Greg Hopp the overall victory here in the Budweiser Columbia Cup.
Problems again with the start being a factor, and the benefactor is that boat, the orange boat, the Miss Elam Plus with Mark Evans at the helm. They are in the lead here, even though the Zenetics boat is in front. They have now been notified they're penalized, and the York Heating and Air with Mark Webber on board got to be unhappy with the penalty that they have also received.
Well, they also got caught back there behind the Zenetics. I think they took on some water, TJ, because the boat slowed way down, did not really make a good start, which is unusual for Mark Webber, and they haven't been a factor here. If Mark Evans drives to a victory here in a boat that only makes about 5 appearances per season for the Elstrom family out of Ballard, Washington, this is going to be one popular victory, and you can see he knows now he doesn't have to chase down Greg Hopp. He swings it wide, and Mark Mark Evans and the Miss Elam Plus will be the answer to the question, who would win if the Budweiser couldn't go in the final?
The streak is over. The Miss Elam Plus has ended Miss Budweiser's run at 10 consecutive wins. They win the Budweiser Columbia Cup here on the Columbia River. And the Appian Geronimo with George Stratton would hang on for second place. But Mark Evans, who had problems in the final in Detroit, takes home the victory. Nate Brown in the Oh Boy Oberto comes in third. And there is a look at the York Heating and Air boat with Mark Webber. A disappointing finish for them at the conclusion of things today. Dave Bilwak graciously staying around to congratulate the Miss Elam Plus crew as they stop the streak. They have won here on the Columbia River, and the only thing left to do is celebrate. Mark Evans very ecstatic, as you can imagine that he would be, having gotten the victory. Crew's so excited they almost forgot to stop the boat. The Miss Elam Plus collecting all the points and the victory here in Tri-Cities, Washington. You see in the background there, Nate Brown from the Oh Boy Oberto right over there to give Mark Evans a hug. The crew celebrating. Everybody pleased with the victory. The first one of the season for the Miss Elam Plus. And Steve Montgomery is down on the docks with our winner.
Hey, somebody's got to win these boat races. It might as well be Mark Evans. Huh?
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it, you guys. My gosh, what a job the crew's done. Holy moly, I had a couple lousy starts today, and I really wanted to make up for it. You know, I felt bad for the crew in the heats, but like they always say, it's the finals where it's at. So Elam guys went in there and put our trick stuff in that I'd been wanting earlier in the day.
When did you find out you didn't have to run Greg down?
Well, Tracy'd been on the radio with me the whole time. And there was a little controversy whether he was or not disqualified, so I had to stay on it and stay with him just in case. And then Eric finally came on and gave the word and says, "You're in first place, man. You're cool." So it was so hard to stay off the throttle, but yet, oh, unbelievable. This is just an awesome day for the fans and the Elam family, just everybody involved, man. Here it is, Parody and his board, huh? Yeah! Woo! All right.
Very happy Mark Evans.